What is synonymous with celebrations and luxury? Champagne, the topic of today's video. Here's a brief timeline of sparkling wine history in France. Wines from the Champagne region date back to the medieval times, and the Romans were the first to plant vineyards in this area. The oldest known sparkling wine dates back to the early 1500s in the Limoux region of France. Then in the mid-1600s, an English scientist experimented with sparkling wine. Now we come back to Dom Perignon. In the late 1600s, Dom Perignon started fermentation in the bottle, or as we know it now, method champenoise. It wasn't until the mid-19th century that champagne became the dominant wine style of the region. Do you know why champagne flutes are designed the way they are? It is to reduce the surface area to preserve carbonation. Have you ever noticed that some champagne is vintage and some is not? Most champagne is a blend from the juice of several vintages, and it must age for at least 1.5 years. In our everyday lives, we typically use the term vintage to refer to something old. This is not the case with champagne. With champagne, vintage refers to a champagne of exceptional quality made with the juice from one vintage, and it must age for at least 3 years. There are different styles of champagne you should be aware of, so here's a quick rundown of them going from dry to sweet. Extra brut, brut, extra dry, which oddly enough is not the driest even though the name says extra dry. Sec, which is semi-sweet. Demi-sec is going to be sweeter. And then finally doux, which is the sweetest. And champagne is also available as rosé. Here are some common terms you may find on champagne bottles. Blanc de Blanc, champagne that was made with only white grapes, which in the case of champagne means Chardonnay. Blanc de Noir, this is a white wine made from black grapes, or in the case of champagne, a champagne made with only Pinot Noir grapes. How can white wine be made from non-white grapes? Easy. It is all about controlling how much contact the dark grape skins have with the grape juice during the winemaking process. The more time the grape skins have with the grape juice, the more the color is influenced. Prestige cuvée. Sounds fancy. First of all, let's define cuvée, as it has a few different meanings. When it comes to champagne, cuvée means the first pressed and best juice. It often refers to a blend either of more than one grape or wine from different barrels or vats. And cuvée can be used to imply prestige or quality, but the term is not officially regulated, so just because you see the name cuvée on a bottle of wine or champagne doesn't mean it's a better quality. So what food do you pair with champagne? For the drier styles of champagne, such as brut, and extra dry, think of cured meats like prosciutto or salami, light seafood dishes with delicate flavors, and fresh fruit. Remember, the drier styles of sparkling wine, champagne, prosecco, cava, what have you, they are light and delicate. So you want light and delicate flavors with a light and delicate dish. In other words, you wouldn't pair beef stew with champagne or a light, dry, sparkling wine. For the sweeter styles of champagne, such as demi-sec, sec, and doux, think of fruit, nut-based, and custard desserts. Couple of points, when you're pairing dessert with wine, always make sure the wine is sweeter than the dessert. Why? Because the wine will taste diluted if the dessert is sweeter. Some fun facts for you. Did you know that there are about 49 million bubbles in a 750 ml bottle of champagne? A standard sized glass emits 30 bubbles every second. Champagne has 3 times more carbonation than beer. The pressure in a champagne bottle is about 3 times the pressure of car tires.